Today is the 10 May 2023. We will move forward. That block inside the bed is to cover my underwear. We will make a movement from the point we stopped, considering the global mobilization of risks acting in local areas pass through the international system. The silent connect all levels or phases, since local, international, and global. After had this, you can hit from local cross through international until global, or have the global close the door and solve the problems. Simple to get. The complaint is in our judicial system by the use of judicial power generally noticed by the misuse of institutional and state power, especially by silence and the covenant, and we have fearful links and others. We will observe that the misuse of state power is a treason. It's a fact. Notorious, you don't need a structured proof to observe the obvious. You please take a look on our effort, independent, self-supported, and considering no payment as anti-crime effort in a conjunctural architecture ruled by criminal purpose. Observe that the use of state and institutional power. CGQM Security Plan Advice. Risk Report 2023 May. Database Sigma Corporate Area Offices, which is the place inside you have chairs doing the workflow, ruled by corruption since the very first day, a criminal work for his entire life. You have the other side, the public area and departments, like the office, and the evil chairs in the middle, by quality evil at the office or at the department, even as a evil silence, you get them all. It's reported to the International Criminal Court. You please take a look at the lines below. CGQM INDIE Serving International Criminal Court as we told, until the moment this court do not deserve respect anymore. Serving the International Criminal Court by concepts. First concept, humanity crimes are crimes against our existential condition. Humanity. You are not a dog, a beast, a horse. Your condition, our condition is the humanity. And those kind of crimes, humanity crimes, kind of affect this kind of thing. Our condition, the condition is the causal premise, or the premise of causality is as existing like a human being. Then you check that the crimes against mankind are crimes that threats we all, and indeed they are threatening as existence. And you can observe we have a difference here. Crimes against mankind, are kind of against we all as human beings. So if you have your condition, existential condition as humanity threatened or hurt by the crimes perpetrated, especially by institutional and state power misuse, sooner or later you will have the human being as the substantial element that you will not recognize even in yourself. You will probably have sex with dogs or do things kind of really weird. Horses, mutilate each other because the human condition both can go by suppression, and in general go by suppression. And are stages or phases on genocide. we observe that if this go at the consumer market, especially supply chain of items that you eat or drink, the consumer market as consumership is the object of a genocide. See? If you lost, for instance, the vaccines, are they really safe in 10 years? So you perpetrate the genocide maybe. If you lost the humanity as quality that belongs to the human being, the human being has no meaning. You kind of will kill a person or a human being, slice and eat, like you do with the cow or with the pig. And it's going on like this. We have areas eating unborn childs because they consider that she is good for sex, or doing evil things to keep young forever. But life is not like this. The quality as human being has no meaning, so the human life, because you are perpetrating a genocide. And like the human life has no meaning, also the happiness that you try to destroy all the time, freedom and others. We observe that this kind of evil engineer, going by misuse of institution and state power, only goes by checks inside if he has the entrance and the concierge. And we had the entrance and the concierge. It's not aleatory, it's intentional. This kind of risk, especially with records, like those movies about torture and the last minutes of someone, are really horrible. Especially when you do this by the misuse of institution and state power, faking the data and the records, and stalking, chasing, harassing, and finally murdering, and have the records with fake data to obtain gains, crimes against mankind, and humanity crimes. It's unstoppable because it's a deeper level inside the institutional crimes. We observe that you can stop this. Go inside the institution, that perpetrate and planning the activity, then do the records. In things we are having, it's unstoppable. See? We observe that this trial this is the idea today. First, you want to be a judge, you must be a third interest not related with both parts at the content, I would say. You are here as the judge at the International Criminal Court and all judicial powers. I'm doing my complaint here. And we have a structure here by institution and state power misguided, running inside the regular area, but with the corruption on it, until be finally unveiled as what they are, criminals, with a large range and variance of crimes. I complain with the court. The court talks with the offenders because knows the offenders. The judgment is objective. We offered values to do not have, complaints or delays to apply the consequence, ethical consequence, and procedural consequence. We will observe that you must do the judgment according with the cognitive level of the between the parts. If I have I can understand that life is something relevant. If the criminal offenders do not consider life and human rights and rights as humanity relevant, they must be judged by this kind of cognitive level they have. And with the application as consequence until the damage they made or arranged to be made, like a genocide, by contamination, by disease. There are no reason to do not apply a reply with 3 boats and at least 1 bomb until 2028. First reason, because it's according with their cognitive level about humanity and human rights. If we have humanity crimes, which are crimes against the humanity as quality and condition, and crimes against mankind that threats we all, especially to achieve gains, they must be, under the judgment like they are a global threat. Neutral area, a better police as guarantee, but it's a guarantee. This court knows the offender and also all other judicial power. Sometimes fuse with themselves, obtain privilege, advantage, higher chair or something like this. The silence is not intentional, but part of the pandemic mobilization of criminal activity and workflow acting on local areas, as is evidenced and proved, which will be the position of this court after this conversation. This is the first and the second issue. The first one, the concept and the difference. The second one, the general line as architecture to do the judgment, which is the third interest not related with both parts. And the third issue, it's that the state has no goals as profitable things. This is part of the corporate activity. The state must provide the welfare state and conditions to be a citizen are human and encourage the humanity. We are observing that there are no state able to present a single report or information on present time that has the accomplishment as welfare state and conditions to do the development as mankind, humanity, and even the civilization. The COVID-19 talks by itself, the numbers are also so clear, and the financial movement of the markets do not allow me to lie, because the facts are notorious, and under the circumstance there are no institution able to make a single and serious and straight decision against the organized crime, considering the paramilitary activity, without being affected by this, which is the position of this court. Have a great week.